Hello everyone. Today we're not going to use the lesson notes. We're going to use the workbook to practice some questions. Okay, I want you to open the page 29 of your workbook. On page 9 you have exercise. So I want you to look at the exercise. Here you're going to multiply a power and a power. So when you do this, you have to look at the numbers first. So you have -7 and +6. And remember that multiplication sign is hiding here. So you're basically multiplying -7 and 6. -7 times 6 is -42. And you're going to multiply powers. A to the power of 8, A to the power of 12. So here, this is A to the power of 8 plus 12. And that is -42, A to the power of 20. Next, here, what you have to remember is 1 is hiding in front of A to the power of 5. Okay, right. So we're going to multiply 3 times 1 times 6. And that is 18. And now we're going to multiply the power. So remember everyone, when you multiply power, we add the exponents. So the answer will be 18 A to the power of 12. Next. So what if we have division? It's the same. You have -16, -2. So what do you get when you divide -16 by -2? That is +8. Negative sign and negative sign together becomes positive. And also you have to remember 1 here. There's a always hidden 1 as an exponent. If there's no exponent, there's always hidden 1. So n to the power of 5 division. So you have to subtract -1. So that is A to the power of n to the power of 4. Next. So I want you to try those 2 questions by yourself. Pause the video, try those 2 questions. Alright, did you guys try those 2 questions? I'm going to go over it together. Division bar is same as division, right? So what we're going to do is 20 divided by 5. And 20 divided by 5 is 4. And y to the power of 5 minus 5. That is 4. Y to the power of 0. So what is something to the power of 0, everyone? 1. And remember, the exponent always applies to the base directly in front of it. So it becomes 4 times 1. The answer is 4. Next. So we're going to reduce the fraction. I have 30 and 45. And we can divide both number by 5. And it becomes 6. And it becomes 9. And we can divide more. Let's divide both number by 3. It becomes 2. And this becomes 3. So I have 2 over 3. And we're going to do the exponent. So b to the power of 14 minus 10. Or you can just put the exponent here. And that is 2 over 3 b to the power of, what's 14 minus 10? 4. So this is the answer. Or you can just put this power on the top. So either way, you can just write down the answer. Okay, let's move to the next question. So I want you to pause the video and try those 4 questions by yourself. All right, everyone. Let's try those 4 questions together. So I have x and y. You cannot combine x and y, but you can combine the like bases here. X to the power 5 plus 3, y 8 plus 4. The answer is x to the power of 8, y to the power of 12. Next one. Remember, 1 is hiding here. Then I have x to the power of 5 minus 3, y to the power of 8 minus 1. Then x squared, y 7, y to the power of 7. C. I have negative 3 and 1 hiding here and negative 4. So multiply them, becomes positive 12. And I have 1, 1, 1. Remember, if there's no exponent, there is always hidden 1. So b to the power of 1 plus 3 plus 2. 1 plus 3 plus 2. And c to the power of 1, 2, and 1. And the answer will be 12b to the power of 6, c to the power of 4. Next question. Again, we're going to reduce it. It becomes 5 and 2. If you divide both number by 2, it becomes 5 and 2. And I have 5 over 2. And here, let's look at e. If you look at e to the power of 8 minus 4. Let's look at f. F to the power of 12 minus 7. And the answer will be 5 over 2 e to the power of 4 f to the power of 5. All right, let's move to the next question. So let's move to the next page. Example 3. We have power of powers. So when you have bracket and power, you always need to think about how many items you have inside the bracket. You have 2 items, right? And you should be able to distribute the exponent to each item. So 3 cubed, x squared cubed, you multiply them, right? It becomes 3 cubed is 27. X to the power of 2 times 3 is 6. All right, everyone. I want you to try those 3 questions by yourself. All right? Go ahead. All right, let's do it together. You have 1, 2, 3 items. So negative 2 squared. A, 2 times 2. B, 3 times 2. That is 4, a to the power of 4, b to the power of 6. Next question. 1 is hiding. Here, x to the power of 3 plus 5, which is 8. X to the power of 2 plus 1, 3. Then x to the power of 8 minus 3 is x to the power of 5. Next question, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 items. Okay, you have to count negative signs separately. All right, so negative sign 2a y cubed. And you're going to distribute 3 into the bracket. So negative repeated 3 times. Is it positive or negative? Negative. 2 cubed, a cubed, y cubed, cubed. 3 times 3 is 9. 2 cubed becomes 8. A cubed, y to the power of 9 is the answer. Okay, it's getting more complicated, but it's not really hard if you know how to simplify them. Okay, bracket and exponent. You have to count the items, the number of items inside the bracket. And this negative sign is not part of the bracket, it's not inside the bracket. So we don't repeat it. We only repeat the base directly in front of the exponent. We only repeat inside the bracket, right? So negative sign is repeated 5 times. Is it negative or positive? Negative. And n to the power of 2 to the power of 5. 2 times 5 is 10. So that is negative, negative, n to the power of 10. Negative and negative becomes positive, n to the power of 10. Positive n to the power of 10. Next. 4 times 3, 12. Y and x. You just write it down. Y to the power of 3, x to the power of 6. 6 to the power of x to the power of 5. Alright, and we're going to reduce it. 12 becomes 2, 6 becomes 1. And we have 5x, 6x, so we cancel 5x. It becomes 6 minus 5 is 1, becomes 1. So what we have here is 2y cubed x1 to the power of 4. Something over 1 is nothing. We can just omit it, right? Let's omit over 1, and we're going to count the items inside the bracket. 3 items. Then 2 to the power of 4, y to the power of 3 times 4, 12, x to the power of 4. So we like to put it in alpha order, so that is this. So 2 to the power of 4. What is 2 to the power of 4? 16. So the answer will be 16x to the power of 4, y to the power of 12. Alright, so pause the video everyone. I want you to try C and D. It looks complicated, but if you do everything step by step, you should be fine. Try C and D. So have you tried the C and D? So let's do it together. So look at the top. I have 16, and inside the bracket, you can just distribute 2 into the bracket. 16 times x to the power of 3 times 2, 6. Y to the power of 5 times 2, 10. Same thing with the bottom. So you're going to distribute this inside the bracket. So you have 2 items. So 2 cubed x to the power of 6. What's 2 cubed? 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. Alright, and 16 and 8. 8 becomes 1, 16 becomes 2. And x to the power of 6, x to the power of 6. They cancel out. And that is 2, y to the power of 10. That's the answer. Over 1, but over 1, we can just omit over 1, right? So 2 times y to the power of 10. Next question, you have 1, 2, 3 items, and you're going to distribute this exponent inside the bracket. Then 5 squared, a squared, b, 6 times 2 is 12, and 4a squared b. Now we are going to multiply the numbers together. 5 squared is 25. 25 times 4 is 100. And multiply a and a squared, multiply them. It becomes a to the power of 4. 1 is hidden here. B to the power of 12, b to the power of 1. Together it becomes b to the power of 13. 100, a to the power of 4, b to the power of 13. Next question. Example 5. Write in simplest form. Okay, I want you to pause the video again. I want you to try those 3 questions by yourself. Alright, have you tried the questions? Let's do it together. Negative a to the power of 6. So 6 is the exponent, and you have 2 items. Negative sign repeated. Negative sign will be repeated 6 times. It becomes positive. So it is a to the power of 6 divided by, here, negative repeated 4 times. Becomes positive, a to the power of 4. Then a 6 minus 4, a squared. This is different because there's no bracket here. 6 only applies the base directly in front of it. So that is just a to the power of 6 divided by this one. There's a bracket and negative sign is repeated 4 times. It's positive a to the power of 4. Then that is negative a 6 minus 4, negative a squared. Next, look at this. Negative sign is repeated 3 times. So negative sign, you don't remove the negative sign. So negative sign will be still be there. Okay, negative a to the power of 3. The negative divided by negative becomes positive. A to the power of 7 minus the 3 is a to the power of 4. Next question. Those 2 questions are extensions, but I want you to actually practice this. Here, we have the same base and we have the exponent. So, b to the power of 4x plus y minus x minus 2y. So we learned how to do this in grade 9. When you have negative sign here, you switch the sign after it. So negative sign, it becomes negative x because it's a positive x, right? So you're going to switch it to negative x, and negative becomes positive 2y, right? So when you remove the bracket, you have to switch the sign of the next bracket, right? So positive x becomes negative, and negative 2y becomes positive 2y. b, 4x minus x is 3x plus y plus 2y, 3y. So this is the answer. Next, let's look at the top first. X to the power of 5a plus 7b plus 3a plus b. And let's look at the bottom. X to the power of a plus 2a minus 7b. So x to the power of 5a, 3a, collect the like terms, 8a, 7a, 1b becomes 8b. X to the power of a plus 2a, 3a minus 7b. And we're going to subtract the exponent, 8a plus 8b minus 3a minus 7b. And that is x to the power of 8a minus 3b. So here, 8a plus 8b. Let's change the sign. Positive 3a becomes negative 3a. Negative 7b becomes positive 7b because of this negative sign, right? Then x to the power of 8a minus 3a is 5a. 8b plus 7b is 15b. So this is the answer. Alright everyone, so I solved some example questions for you. So now I want you to turn over to the next page, I want you to look at the assignment problem and start solving the assignment problem. All right? Thanks for watching, everyone.